guys. Today I thought that I would do a video on kind of my transformation that I went through this year in terms of mindset and my beliefs and everything. I even wrote a list, then it's serious. Got it like all point by point. So at the beginning of the year, not at the beginning of the year, a few months ago, I went through a stage where I felt really blocked and creatively blocked. So for those of you who know me, they know that I like to write, but then you probably don't know about me is that when I write, I always feel that I don't actually express myself 100%. So I feel like I'm just writing surface stuff and I'm not actually getting anything inside of me out. So that was a sort of struggle thing that I went through. And then I told Megan, that's my best friend, and then she suggested this book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. This book is literally, this changed my life. So you guys need to get this book. This looks like an advertisement now, but this book helped me so much. So basically, what the book is, it's a 12-week course, and each week has got a bunch of activities, and then for me the most important things of the thing is that every day you have to write 3 pages when you wake up. They're called morning pages. So you take you get an A4 piece of paper and then you write 3 of them, and it takes half an hour, and you won't even believe, in the beginning it's so boring, you don't even understand, it's so boring, but the way it's helped me, I just want everybody to do it because it's just, the rewards and stuff, it's just so worth it. So yeah, that's one of the things you do. You also, every week you do an artist date, and that means that you have to actually do something creative for yourself. So color in, example, or go out and buy something creative like stickers or something, or read a book, or do anything, take a walk in nature. And the thing is that in our world, creativity is kind of shoved in the dustbin. Nobody gives a damn about that. The only ones logic. Our society is very much based on intellect, which I think I personally think that our society is too intellectual, in that we're too reasoning, we too stick inside the box, too many categories, that we end up actually limiting ourselves. And creativity is there because it allows you to see a different reality. So that's kind of what I face. But honestly, the morning pages, people say they don't have time to do this sort of thing. I go to work, and then I've got I work from 7 till 5, and then I've got the children, and then I've got this, or I just study, I can hardly wake up in the morning, I can hardly wash my hair, and then I go to the lectures and I'm just so tired all the time. And I understand that it's hard to find time, but I actually think that time is very much whatever you value sort of thing. So if you value bettering your life and actually doing something in your life that you want to do, I feel when people who are I've got so much, I don't have enough time, they aren't really doing stuff that they actually like. So if you just took a second to do this sort of thing, you change your lifestyle, and you actually are going to better your life. So the things that I found that improved, the things that are this book, it helped me. Okay, firstly, the first week I colored in, and for those of you who know me, I don't like coloring in. That's one thing that I've never really liked doing. And on the first week, after I'd done morning pages for a week, so I write 3 pages every single morning, just anything, hey, hello, my name is Jess, I'm writing this piece of paper on this piece of paper, and you just write rubbish, and you aren't supposed to read anything, hey. And then just from doing that, the first week I was coloring in. My mom was like, what are you doing? I didn't know you colored in. At one stage I was making waffles. I got home and I was like, I want to bake a cake. So it helps in those sort of things. I tried yoga. In the beginning, I didn't really think that like yoga was something it wasn't even a consideration. And then after doing the morning pages, I thought, well, maybe I could do this. So that's one thing that it helps. It helps you actually do creative things. It also helps you with productivity. So after about, again, a week of doing morning pages, I suddenly decided to clean up my desk. Everything was just cleaned up. I didn't want to live in a mess anymore. Okay, like now it looks like a mess, but that's another thing that these sort of things help you with. Another thing, I was willing to try new things. I used to be quite cautious and like scared to try anything new, and now this, like, it gives you ideas by writing every single day. You find that you're writing down rubbish in a way, but like inside all the rubbish there's going to be some meaningful things, and it's kind of your soul and stuff that's coming out on that piece of paper. So I stopped. A major thing that happened was I stopped worrying. I don't worry that much anymore. Like, I'm kind of just like, oh, whatever. Like in the beginning I was like, oh, what am I gonna do with my life? Like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I still don't really know what I'm doing with my life, but at the same time I'm just a lot more positive and happy about that thing. I hadn't started this book, I probably wouldn't have been making these YouTube channels. This book has also, it's brought me to new people. I've got different friendships, more higher level friendships now, so that's one thing it does. Law of attraction, it works. The synchronicity, you won't even, it's amazing, the synchronicity that I've kind of experienced. In the beginning it was kind of like little things that you could kind of see as coincidences, but I remember the one time I was walking at university and I was thinking in my head, like, I haven't seen Isaac for so long. He's my one friend, and like, he goes to the same university as me, but I hardly see him. And I was just thinking, like, I haven't seen him for so long. I haven't seen him for like a month. And then in my head I was busy wondering, like, if my other friend in university, if she sees people from our old school. And I was wondering if, like, because like, I thought that maybe you would see the people that you went to school with at university. I thought you would see them. So I was having this whole conversation in my head, and while I was still having the conversation in my head, I got to the library and Isaac walked out, and I was like, what? Like, what is this? Again, another thing that happened, the one activity, because there's a bunch of activities, the one activity said, who is somebody that you haven't seen in years that you miss? So then I put 2 people's names down, and then, like, I promise you, a week later, I was at Home Affairs, and I saw him there, and I was like, what? Like, that sort of thing, it was weird because I hadn't seen him for about 6 years. I mean, what are the chances? And the other person I wrote, I was driving around in Benoni on that same day, and I saw someone who looked like her. I wasn't sure if it was her, but she was like walking on the side of the road in the area where she used to live. So I thought, like, this stuff, it's like, it's weird. It's weird. And the interesting thing is that I see, like, life very differently. Another thing that I need to say is that life now isn't just, but by being in this higher space, it doesn't mean that there are no more problems and stuff. It just kind of helps you deal with those problems. Because like a week or 2 after I'd started doing this book, like, pretty horrible things were happening in my life because of, well, I don't know if it was because of that, but like, my friend committed suicide, I got mugged, some security guard person was like hitting on me and making me feel like really awkward and uncomfortable. So like, it's not like, oh, and then my phone broke at one stage, and it was just like all these pretty terrible things are happening, but I just feel a lot more positive and happy about it because I know, like, amazing things happen as well. But other synchronistic things that have happened to me, I feel more, by doing this, you feel like you're more in control of your life. Everything that you see around you is created by you and your frequencies. So I ended up doing this one meditation, and at the end of it, my mom sent me a message and she was like, oh, your aunt's dog has gone missing. And then I was like, oh shit, well damn, like that's horrible. And then I was busy thinking, like, because this is my reality, I say that the dog is going to be found, and then literally 5 minutes after, my mom said that they found him. And also another thing that happened, I'll be looking for I was looking for a website or something. I had like a vision of what the website looked like in my head, and I couldn't find it. And then after doing this one meditation, like I just found it, and it was just amazing afterwards. So yeah, I would really recommend that you read this book. Again, it's called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and yeah, it's just helped me in so many ways you wouldn't even believe. I'm so much more confident. I used to be really dependent on other people's encouragement and acknowledgement and all of this. Now, like, I don't, like, yeah, it's like I like people and stuff, but I don't feel like I don't need other people's approval in order to do things. I'm not so worried about things like what I look like anymore, or judgment. Like, I really don't, it's honestly, I don't care about it anymore. So I would really recommend that you think about doing these things. Even if you can't buy the book, do the morning pages. I know that they've helped a lot of people based on what I've read. Morning pages. So you basically, as I said, you just get a piece of paper and you write 3 of them every morning. And yes, it takes up time. It's so boring in the beginning. I'm just going to tell you, it's so boring, but it actually gets fun. Like, after a while, I look forward to them, because the more you do them, the more you realize how much control you've actually got of your life, and how much you can actually do which you thought that you couldn't do. So as I said, for me in the beginning it took about 35 minutes, and then the one day I woke up and I felt weird. I was in a weird sort of mood, and it took me 23 minutes. And I didn't understand how I cut off so much time. So in a way it was kind of weird, because it felt like I was controlling time. I think I like it because I like doing these things, because it just makes you aware of how much there is in the world that you don't normally see. People these days are so hopeless. They're like, oh, like life is pretty boring, until you see a different side of life. You think that life is only, oh, you go get a job, you get money, like all this sort of boring stuff. But there's actually so much in the world that people have closed off, because our society doesn't have creativity, or expressing yourself, having your own ideas, visions. You don't trust your intuition. This is a lot about intuition, and because we don't trust our own intuition, we limit what we see. There are so many things going on in our world, but we aren't aware of them. So yeah, I'd say that I think that if you are watching this, then you should consider doing this sort of thing, because for me it changed my life, and I want it to change your life too. Okay, that's it. Bye bye. I hope you enjoy your week.